Hello and welcome. This is the fall flea market edition of the 10-buck test bench, the Nearfest New England Amateur Radio Festival. It's held twice a year, once in May and once in October. And we just got back from the Friday version, October 13, 2017. And I just want to show you guys what you can get at the flea market if you put a little bit of effort in. The score of the day, I think, was this Cushman service monitor. This service monitor came with 3 plug-ins, one here, 2 plug-ins up here. 2 of them aren't hugely useful. This one's 25 to 50 megahertz, this one's 40 to 90. This one covers the 2 meter band, 140 to 180 megahertz. So that one will be real handy. Now the red tag on here says that one of the display digits isn't lighting, that it doesn't receive, it doesn't transmit, and the scope doesn't work. It also says it didn't smoke. Now I paid the princely sum of $0.00 for this. That's right, this was absolutely free. This and the 3 plug-in units were absolutely free. Now it may be that it's worth what I paid for it. Nothing. It may not be good at all. I think it may just be a power supply issue. Even if it's not, we have a nice project box. Actually, we have several nice project boxes. These would make nice little project boxes all by themselves. Lots of knobs, lots of parts inside. This would be a field day, or just a plethora of stuff in there that could be reused. So even if the unit turns out to be non-repairable, or not repairable for a reasonable amount of effort, it was worth bringing home for nothing. If you have nothing, you start with what you can get your hands on and start collecting parts, people. Now, I think this may be repairable. If it is, it'd be a nice little service monitor. However, if nothing else, it'll make an interesting video to tear it down and see what the technology was like back when this was built. I also picked up, let me move the camera over here. We also picked up a very clean Heathkit impedance bridge. Now, I've read some reviews on these, and from the videos I've seen, supposedly these are not a bad little impedance bridge. They actually work fairly well. I've never had my hand on this model, but this one's very clean. I say very clean. It's filthy, but there are hardly any scratches. All the knobs are here. All the little, I don't even know what to call these things. The indicators, dial indicators are intact. All the binding posts are intact. The dial lamp's intact. The meter's there. The paint's in good shape. There's no scratches or major scratches. No dents, no rust. This thing will clean up like new. So we'll get into this. We'll do a restoration of this, and we'll compare it to my laboratory impedance bridges and see how it fares. I got a feeling that's going to turn out to be a nice little project. I picked up 2 of these realistic communications speakers. These are tailored for audio frequency between 300 and 3000 hertz. I have had one of these riding around in my mobile for almost 20 years, and they are fantastic little communication speakers. The one that's in the car I used for a footrest as much as a speaker, and it took 20 years of abuse and has been moved to my new car, where it's mounted on the floor up near the heater box. And somebody got in my car today, and I turned the radio on, and the guy went, "Wow, that sounds great." And I pointed out the speaker, and he couldn't believe it. He said, "I never would have believed audio like that would come out of one of these speakers." And I explained to them, these are a 5-watt speaker that are actually tailored for audio frequency. So I picked up 2 more of these. I paid $2 for one and $1 for the other one. And they came with the mounting brackets and the cord and the plug fully intact. So one of these will go in my pickup truck for my mobile radio and my pickup truck. I already have one in the car for the mobile radio there. And the other one I might use here in the shack. I've got a 220 rig that has a crappy speaker internally, and this will make a nice external speaker for the 220 rig. So we picked those up for the princely sum of $3. Oh, I forgot to say, the Heathkit unit here, $5. I offered the guy 5, he said 10. I said, no, I don't need it that bad, and started to walk away, and he said, take it for 5. So there's $5. So let me move the camera back over here a little bit. Okay, I picked up 10 rolls of 3M electrical tape. This is not crap Chinese, import junk that doesn't stick. This is 3M electrical tape. 10 rolls, $15. That's $1.50 a roll. That'll come in handy. I've been getting low on electrical tape, and when I saw 10 rolls for $15, I grabbed them. Down here, 6 bags of mostly orange drop capacitors, and the ones that aren't orange drop are still genuine Sprague capacitors. They were asking $10 a bag. I offered them $20 for 3, and they bit, so I gave them $40 and took 6. Now I buy from this individual every year a bag or two. Normal price for these is $10 a bag. However, there's probably $40 to $50 worth of capacitors in this bag, and they are Sprague orange drop capacitors. Various voltages, various values, but I go through capacitors like most people go through popcorn. 6 bags of caps, $40. That is a fantastic savings. There was a guy that had a box of battery holders here. These hold double C cells. These were free. He had several sizes. He had some for double A's, triple A's. I had plenty of those here in the shack, but I knew I needed a couple of C cell holders. So I grabbed these and left the others for somebody else to find. At another table, I picked up these wall warts. Now you say, what's so interesting about wall warts? Well, these are 12-volt wall warts, analog supply. They have transformers in them. They're not the Chinesium switching supplies that generate RF. These will be quiet. I have a lot of equipment that uses 12-volt wall warts, but have the Chinesium switching supplies in them, and they just are awful. They make all kinds of noise on VHF and HF. So I'm going to replace them with these nice, quiet analog units. These were free. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. The smallest one is 1 amp, and the current goes up from there. The biggest one is 1.65 amperes at 12 volts. Analog supplies, no RF issues. Free. These were free. The service monitor was free, along with the 3 plug-in units. $5 for the Heathkit impedance bridge. $2, $1 for the speaker. And my capacitors. Show up at the Deerfield Flea Market, or the Nearfest Flea Market out in Deerfield, New Hampshire. There are bargains to be had. Incidentally, I saw 5 of these triplet PLK 630 meters out there. One of them was in an original case with the leads, the original manual. Looked like it had just come out of the store. Now the guy wanted $40 for it. I'm sure I could have talked him down to $30 or $35. It was absolutely pristine. And if I didn't have 8 of them, I would have bought it. I also saw tons of radio equipment, tons of the Heathkit VTVMs that were there for a couple dollars a piece. You've seen me repair VTVMs. There was Heathkit, there was ICO, there were signal generators, Heathkit and ICO. There were capacitance testers. There were signal tracers. There was all kinds of Heathkit stuff there for $5 and $10. Yes, you got to clean it. It's dirty. I got a friend that I go with. Every time you pick something up, ew, it's dirty. Yeah, but look at the condition. It would clean up beautifully. You just got to get past the dirt and take a look at what's underneath it. That's it, short and sweet. We haven't had time for a lot of videos lately. We've been traveling, we've been working. But I did take this weekend off And I've been planning this for a long time so that I get over the flea market. That's it for now. See you soon.